Happy New Year's from our family here on the food truck, where we say God is doing something special for us on the Me and You. As we begin this new year, many of us want to start off with a new beginning. A beginning that is different from our previous years. A beginning that will be more in our favor. A beginning that will be full with moments that will remind us the beginning that we're in is the way that we thought it would be. And for this beginning, we usually set goals, or what we call vision boards, that we want to see happen in that year. For a new beginning to ever exist, a person cannot fail to realize the past new beginnings that did not work out. And I want to push today one topic out of a 3-part series of a new beginning. You guessed it. And here's a reminder. Come closer. Come closer. Just because we are serving what's on our menu, you as an individual have the choice to consider what we serve, to either apply it to your lives or not. So with that being said, let's jump into a text. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. This is a very familiar text that I know you have heard, I know you have seen, you just don't know it came from Jeremiah. This is a verse that I can remember in Sunday School 101, and it goes a little bit like this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. A plan that will prosper you, a plan that will do no harm to you, a plan that will bring hope, and a plan for your future. I know you have heard that before. Jeremiah in this passage is sending letters to the people that has been exiled from their native land by the nation of Babylon. They are the children of God and was from the same lineage of Abraham. They were in a place where they would have to remain in this foreign land for 70 plus years. God wasn't going to save them. There was no army coming to defend them, and the place where they were exiled from, Jerusalem, was now in ruins. And with all of this, Jeremiah gives a report to the Israelites stating that even though we are in this situation, God still has a plan for them. A plan that will prosper them, and a plan that will not do no harm to them. Now, you know, hearing those words, no matter who you are, you have to be thinking, this is a new beginning. A beginning that will be better for me. A beginning that will get me past this current situation. Now, there are some of us that think that we don't deserve that new beginning that will be better for us. And there are some of us that believe that there is no way to get through this current situation to see this new beginning. And now, Jeremiah is writing that God has a plan that will show you your new beginning. You know, when looking at this text, one lesson that I can remember learning from was from my father, was when I made the high school basketball team. Now, when we started practicing, I noticed that I wasn't getting in the starting lineup. What? Don't coach know who I am? I have a sweet jump shot. I can go with my left hand. I can break ankles with my crossover. And Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. Don't coach know? So one day when I got home, my father seen that I was upset. I was angry. And he asked, what's the matter? And I told him, I'm not in the starting lineup. And coach don't know who I am. I said, I have a sweet jump shot. I can use my left hand. I can break ankles with my crossover. And you know, Daddy, Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. You know what my father did? He laughed at me and went on about his business. Well, 3 games turned to 5 games. 5 games turned to 7 games. Still, I'm not in the starting lineup. And my anger turned into disappointment. I wanted to give up. I really did. And coach told me at one practice that he didn't want me to quit and that he had a plan that was going to be for me that would better equip the team. And I couldn't see that. So when I went back home, my father called me to the room and he asked me if I was good. And I said, no, I'm not good. I don't see the point on staying on the team. Coach don't understand who I am. Don't he know I got a sweet jump shot? Don't he know that I can use my left hand? Don't he know that I can cross over and break ankles? And don't he know that Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time? Don't he know? My father, at that point, pulled out 2 quarters, equivalent to 50 cents. And he said to me, hey, you want this money? Of course. Yes, I would like it. You know, he threw the 2 quarters on the ground and asked me again, do you want this money? I said, yes. He then placed those 2 quarters in some hot water and then asked me, do I still want this money? I said, yes. He went outside and rubbed dirt all on those 2 quarters. He came back inside and said, now do you still want this money? I said, yes. Finally, he took that 50 cents, threw it in the trash can, pulled it out of the trash can, and said, do you still want this money? I said, yes. Then he said, why do you still want the quarters after all that it has been through? I said to him that it still has value and I can still use them. My father gave me the quarters and said that this is what your coach sees also in you. So let me say this and drop this on the front porch of life in the lesson that my father dropped on mine on that day. Even though you have a lot of mess in your life, and even though you have been tossed by life circumstance and you might have some defects that people can see out of you, know that you still have value, that God can still use in you, and the plan that will spiritually prosper you and it won't harm you. To see and know the new beginning that God has for you, know that you have value. Those quarters I received was just 50 cents, not the most money, but that 50 cents still had value and still could be you. Today's lesson for the new beginning, for you to accept the new beginning in your life by God, realize you have value. Amen. This is Reverend Gordy here on the food truck saying God is doing something special for us on the Me and You. See you next week.